So this is the biggest thing with so many people in ranked. It's not the fact that duelist players don't want to be told what to do. As a matter of fact, they do. You just can't sound like an arrogant prick while doing it.
True.
This is like the biggest misconception. You'll be like, yo, Raze, can you entry? It's like, what does that even mean? What do you want me to do? Where do you want me to go? How do you want me to play? What site do you want me to hit, right? I guarantee you, I could go into an Ascendant lobby right now and say, hey, Raze, do you want to help me take tree? And I guarantee you want to know what that Raze is going to say? Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, yo, Raze, can you Roomba tree for me and help me take tree? Yeah, sure, I got you. I'll Roomba left side, right? And it's going to be an active conversation.
If you want a coaching session, click the top link in my bio. It'll take you to my Metafi page. Or if you want to support the channel, you can go to my Discord channel as well and subscribe there, where eventually I'll be handing out coaching sessions. Enjoy the video.
Do you have any goals with like Valorant? Like, do you have a rank that you want to achieve, or like what's your aim?
I mean, for now, I think it's like immortal. I think my end goal with like Valorant is just, like, you know, like to get to play with like the best.
I think we go.
I don't know. I think like sometimes I just get like tilted, almost like pre-game when I just see like a Reyna Raze like or Jet like chamber and Stock.
Why?
I don't know. It's hard to like. I don't know. It makes my mindset more negative going to the game slightly.
Why though?
Like if they don't perform, like I feel like they're almost like they don't provide much to the team.
Okay, but how is that relevant to you?
It isn't. That's the point.
Yeah, so it's like,
That's why I know it's a problem.
yeah, you have to like internalize like, why is this happening, right? Why am I getting upset at somebody for locking Raze Reyna chamber when we're literally a smokes player? Like what?
Right.
It shouldn't even piss us off. Like if anything, we should be more happy that they insta-lock those agents because that means they're confident, and we're confident on smokes, giving us a net probability towards us winning the game.
Okay.
Right. So you need to figure out why you're getting upset at that sort of stuff, because especially as a smokes main, it literally doesn't matter.
Hey shit.
I think I just called a blind to my team, right? Like 4 blind.
Hey
The blind's
shit.
fine. What do you mean call the blind?
Just like say I'm blinding, like you're breakable.
Oh yeah, communicating it, it's always a plus. It's always a plus. It's not a big deal though. It's not like anything went wrong here.
Hey shit.
You kind of went blinded. You can argue that running out of the smoke is bad because you're looking to throw a piece of utility, but I also understand you're running out of the smoke to make sure that you don't hit your teammates. So you can argue as Omen that it's better for you typically not to lead the charge. So you can notice how like you're kind of going in through smoke stuff first. I know you're trying to fight with your teammates, but because of how Ascent works, it's such a, or not Ascent, Lotus, I'm sorry. Because of how Lotus works, it's such a high probability that people are going to play in this area in ranked, like this area, and they're going to fight you guys. So a lot of times when I play Omen, I like to just chill here for a little bit because then I can blind this without hitting my teammates. And I can full blind them, allowing like my teammate that may have TP'd or satcheled out to, or dashed out to take this aim duel, right?
I think the thing is, right, like I wanted to like capitalize off my own blind.
Why?
Because like I feel like the rubble angle, it's like really hard to like take out of like.
But they're blind.
Like before the blind. I mean, the blind's not gonna reach them instantly, right?
Well, it's not gonna reach him, but you can say, "Hey, jiggle rubble," and like if you see them, then you can blind, right? It's like it's fine for you to run forward. I'm not saying it's terrible, but like at the same time, I'm also saying that like a lot of times your role is more supportive than always having to run forward with your blind or something, right? So it's fine. Like this play, I don't have an issue with it. I'm just giving you an alternative to if you notice them fighting this area, this will be more effective because you can hit them without hitting your teammates at all.
Okay.
And you don't have to risk like you going in first because right here you ran out of the smoke like dry, right? Like you just full ran out of the smoke dry.
Like if you're hitting A, is it like better not to buy the blind? Like I feel like if you're hitting towards site, like the blind doesn't get much use, right? Because you have closer angles.
No, the blind gets okay just because. Okay, so don't confuse them being able to like quote unquote see you with all the blind's value. It also deafens people, right?
Okay.
So anybody that's playing here or here, yes, these are like quote unquote closer angles, and yeah, you can typically walk forward. At the same time, like if they are playing site, you can maybe walk forward towards the edge and still fight the person approaching. So like let's say it's Raze or something, because Raze often plays A. Raze is here, and your Reyna's running out and trying to fight her, right? This blind still has a lot of value, right? If it hits the person, even if they can see you, it's still going to have massive value because it's like the deafened, and now this person has to be worried about both left and right. And if you know, you should be going 5 tree, so this is going to be like a double scale angle, right? Of whatever is going to happen. So on top of that, like it forces them to play close to the wall, so they're also at angle disadvantage. So assuming your teammate's peeking it properly, right? Then they also have the advantage in the gunfight as well. So there's a problem with this post plant that you did. It's not about how you position yourself. It's about the fact it's not like where you position, right? It's not like, oh, this location's bad. It's the fact that you didn't set up a play with anybody, right? You planted the bomb and then you just kind of went AFK. You're like, oh, well, I'm just going to go do my own thing, right? That's not how post plants work. So think about the most simple post plant, in my opinion, which is A site Haven, right? On A site Haven, you know exactly where most people are going to go, right? This
Hell,
this,
graffiti, and default.
Yeah, these are like the triple, like it's like peek off me, triple crossfire, basically, and then you can even have like one right side short or something to like quadruple crossfire it, right? That's like this is the Haven strat, right? And you automatically know how you're going to do it. So now it comes to other sites and how you want to play off of each other. It's the same concept, right? Every time on Haven, you basically know what's going to happen. But when it comes to Lotus A site, it's like, okay, how do we want to fight? Do you want to double up drop with one of your teammates, maybe? That's a potential, right? I mean, it's not the best play in the world, but it's not the worst at the same time. Do you want to double up tree and then maybe leave two of your teammates out here and you guys want to play this kind of post plant? Do you want to leave one guy drop alone and then maybe you're jiggling here, peeking here, so that way you're baiting for this guy while your player in tree is making sure to jiggle this side for you, right? And now you're basically trying to set up the drop guy to get a setup kill. It doesn't really matter what your play is, right? There's tons of potential options, right? You can watch pro players to see how they set up their plays as well, if you ever want to. But any play that is with somebody will be significantly better than what you guys did here. You guys had the advantage. It was 4v3, right? With post plant, so it's basically like time's on your side, so it's like 5v3 as well, right? Technically, if you include time as an element. And you just kind of like walked up forward. Mechanics were a little scuffed as well, but you know, you got dropped on and killed.
Typically, like I haven't seen many people play that angle post, so like I thought it'd be a good angle to play.
Okay.
But I guess not.
Yeah. So your reasoning is kind of like it's like a perspective bias reasoning, right? Like, oh, this angle is bad. And don't get me wrong, under the rope doesn't mean it's like a terrible angle, right? You could play under the rope with somebody jiggling here and baiting, right? And now all of a sudden they're firing, and then this person wants to drop down, and then when they drop down, you're just chilling under the rope and you're vibing, right? And that's like fine, right? But the concept that you need to understand is when it comes to learning, it's not about was this spot good or bad. It was, did I follow a concept that will be translative to other games?
Okay.
That's what you really need to make sure you sticks in your head, because this spot could be good or bad depending on how you play around it. I'm gonna say it's probably net worse than average. I mean, that's not the best spot. I'm gonna be real, because you're hard cleared from the top. You have to worry about drop. Like, it's kind of really uncomfortable, if I'm gonna be honest. But and then you also have to worry about the peak from potentially over here if you have nobody watching it, right? So it's just a weird spot. But yeah, I don't know. That's just what you need to make sure you take forward. Is like, okay, was there something that I applied to my gameplay in that situation that I am trying to actively apply?
I'm letting close.
Okay. Blind's fine. Free kill.
One tree, Reyna.
Okay. You fight it together. You should be probably calling for your Raze at this point to come with you, and then you should be asking her specifically what to do. Like, yo, Raze, we need you to go tree with like Roomba so we can clear tree, right? Something along those lines, because you don't want to be. I mean, think about any site with multiple entry points. You never want to be 5-manning through this choke. Like, not never, right? Never's a bad word, but typically 5-manning through this is just objectively worse than doing like a 3-2, right? So yeah, just when you're calling plays, especially against ecos, going as 5 is like fraudulent. It's just as long as you're going in groups, right?
I think the thing is, the reason why I didn't call out to the Rays was probably like, so like usually in my experience, like if you call to if you ask a duelist to do something, like specifically entry 2.
Well, don't say entry. Tell her what you want to do. That's just that. Okay. So this is the biggest thing with so many people in ranked, right? It's not the fact that because duelist players don't want to be told what to do. As a matter of fact, they do. You just can't sound like an arrogant prick while doing it, right? True. This is like the biggest misconception. You'll be like, yo, Raze, can you entry, right? Or can you say, yo, Raze, can you entry? It's like, what does that even mean, right? What do you want me to do? Where do you want me to go? How do you want me to play? What site do you want me to hit, right? If I guarantee you, I could go into an Ascendant lobby right now and say, hey, Raze, do you want to help me take tree? And I guarantee you want to know what the Raze is going to say? Oh, yeah, sure. yo, Race, can you Roomba tree for me and help me take tree? Yeah, sure, I got you. I'll Roomba left side, right? And it's going to be an active conversation. You're then posing the question towards the duelist. The duelist isn't communicating what they want to do. And maybe sometimes the duelist will have a different play in mind. And that's fine. The reason why is because he's the duelist. He's the one that's supposed to decide where you're going, technically, right? Well, not really, but like he's going to decide whether it feels safe or not safe or whatever it may be. But a lot of times when people come to me with that rhetoric, I say, send me the clip. And if you don't have a clip, then what I'm going to tell you is you're probably communicating it very ineffectively.
Okay, so like you want to mainly call like people to do something with you with util.
Yeah, you do something with util or what sort of intention. Wow, I just started like 8 times. It's always like, yo, when we're taking A, we need tree. Okay, now that you've internalized that, now you need to communicate it to your team effectively. Okay, we need tree. What do we have? We have Raise utility. KO is not the greatest. Reyna is not the greatest for taking tree. Close shotguns, it's a problem right there near sights. Omen blind isn't even that strong either. Okay, Raise utility can force people off angles. Okay, we've internalized that as well. All right, yo, Raise, can you come help us at A? Or like something along those lines, right? Obviously, that might not be the best phrasing. We need to take tree. I think your Roomba would be great. You know, something along those lines. But obviously, you don't need to sound like a complete, substitute teacher or something.
Like a frick.
But no, I was just gonna say you don't need to sound like a complete AI, right? You can ask it your own way. But if you're saying Raise, can you entry? I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna get pissed off. If I was a duelist player, I'd be annoyed. Imagine if he was like, "Yo, Omen, can you smoke?" It's like, I did. Like the way you need to internalize that. Yo, Omen, can you smoke when I hit this point on the map and he pings it for you? You're probably gonna take it as okay. Maybe my timing was off, right? That's fine, right? And then it's gonna feel like much more receptive feedback.
Wait. The open door, like CC, they could be rotating that.
Breaking this door is almost always a net positive for the attackers, by the way. So you should just break it. Like at this point, you've defaulted. So your goal is kind of one, to cut vision here when you're defaulting. So you have 2 goals with this default. 1, throw the smoke, take this space, right?
Yeah.
Take this space. Goal number 2 is to create threat. So creating threat would be like opening door, breaking rubble, right? You typically want a goal with a default. So for example, let's say it's leaving one person here. Maybe you want to slot somebody. So instead of breaking the door, you just open this up, right? You guys come here as like 3. You take this space, and then you slot like a Viper here. Or you slot somebody here, so that way you can cut off rotations. Maybe you guys are trying to make presence B then, right? So that way you're trying to bait one of the A players into rotating this way, right? And then this player is going to get a kill. That's a slotting, right? Or for example, let's say they hear B, and then this A player's right here or right here or something, and then they hear the rotation away towards this side. So now it's like, hey, yo, guys, let's come back A. I'm already walked up A, and maybe they're right here. So it's whatever your intention is.
One side.
I think the idea here was like to go from A to B, like make presence A, and then go back B.
Yeah, make presence A and go back B, but you've seen what problem you've run into. So let's listen to your
I don't have B main
IGL
control.
comm. Let's listen to your IGL comm and see what we said. Because if that was your goal, then it's lit, right? I like that, but then there's a different error, which is obviously not having B main control. A to B.
Yeah. I think one's gonna be like Chamber plays B with Reyna, I think.
You know what? If you guys wait and go A, I'll make no noise. I'll just hold for the chamber.
Okay.
You want to go with them?
Oh, look. If Raze, you want to go with them, look at immediately what the Raze does. I'm just saying, man. It might be a communication issue.
Maybe,
right?
yeah, maybe.
Okay, but in this specific situation, you have to vocalize that we need front B main control. Otherwise, we cannot go B to A. And you literally run into that problem 2 seconds later if you do want to go B to A. Because the guy ends up being front B. Yeah, he's front B. And the problem is now you're getting pinched from 3 sides. You're getting pinched from heaven, you're getting pinched from CT, and you're getting pinched from B main, right? And that's kind of cringe, I'm gonna be honest. That doesn't feel comfortable to me.
Cover going on. Reyna's upper.
Smoke is
Nice. I'm gonna blind it too.
trash.
Reyna's upper.
Gonna be honest. I would rather use a smoke to help us take the site here.
Nice.
Yeah, I think I got called out on that this round actually by someone. Yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter anymore. At this point, it's like whatever because you've already taken the But yeah, it's like really uncomfortable because now this guy has to hard hold heaven, right? And they have to commit to any gunfight. And while you're planting, that's like, okay. So now the enemy knows that somebody has to be like hard holding this in some way. So these are gonna have to be here. They're gonna be peeking main. They're gonna be fighting upwards, right? and it's just like, oh, it just looks bad, right? Because then when you're planting, you're essentially a non-existent human, right? So it's
Yeah.
like, oh, now we need to know the one person, which might be B main or something, right?
No,
Mhm.
heaven, right now.
But then again, him taking the fight in that way wasn't the greatest either. So sorry, we can rock. Hey, got mine, baby.
Player standing.
Okay.
Good bonus.
Sure, I guess, but you should probably walk backwards after you take this fight. So it should be here, and then your immediate reaction should be escape.
But I think the problem was like they have gun advantage and the bomb's not planted for me.
Yeah, but there's no way you're winning this round like this.
Yeah.
So you have to take the chance that they f up, right? Because you've already f up, right? You f up like 8 times. Where you planted, with your smoke, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
How you took B, right? We f up a lot, right? But it doesn't matter because at this point, it's 1v2. We know where this guy is. We hear this guy to our right. Okay, we need to isolate one of the fights, right? Somehow. And you running forward while spraying, I hate to break it to you, this is not going to isolate the fight because Arena right now can probably see you. And she probably shoots at you, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Good bonus.
Oh, no, she doesn't. But, like, I don't know.
Oh, she does.
I don't
Shoots
know.
me in the body one.
Yeah. So, yeah, she shoots you, right? And
Yeah.
that's kind of like, you're just exposing yourself to multi-angles. You're like, oh, well, the bomb's not planted for me. So we can figure that out when we get there, right? When they tap the bomb, we'll figure it out.
Okay.
Right? But, like, we got to do something else. Like, the round's winnable, so. Once again, we're going to see ourselves in a
I was
place
trying to play
now-
off the raise once the smoke goes down.
So the thing is like you can do so many things, but the point is you have to do something together, and then you also have to communicate that, right? So
Okay.
even if here you visualize, like if you are playing together, fucking cool, you're not. But like, let's say hypothetically you were, right?
Mhm.
Dope, it's great, but we're not playing together, and then you also don't communicate it. So these are concepts that you're consistently doing in post plant, as you can see. And then on top of this, this is a 5v3. Another concept within a 5v3 is you always want to fight with a teammate in a 5v3. Almost
Okay.
always. 99.6% of the time. I came with a random percentage, but you want to be fighting with, you want to be fighting with a teammate at some point, right?
Mhm.
For this exact reason of whatever happens here. KO goes 5v3, takes a solo fight, dies, right? Ew, gross. Now it's 4v3. Now the round's way more winnable, right?
They're both flanking.
So
That
your
was being, like,
3 concepts here, all in one go.
One enemy.
When it comes to coping, right, you have to figure out why you're frustrated, why you're upset, why you're coping, and then you have to work backwards, right? I'm upset at my teammates because I feel like they're holding me back. Okay, well, Curry had a 99% win rate till 400 RR in EU, right? Immortal 3. So obviously, right, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? It just means that I'm lacking fundamentals, and instead of being, oh, I don't like this guy, I need to, oh, what fundamental concept am I improving on? Is it my communication? Is it my utility?
Like you can see I'm already coping because like I took off my gun skins for like I was losing I think a few games before this. I was like on a loss streak, and so I just told myself like I'm not gonna use it until like I get back to Ascendant.
Wait, why are you giving yourself a punishment for deranking?
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like the default Vandal actually like the default skins hit more than like.
Okay, that's cool. You can feel like the default skins hit, but you telling yourself, "Oh, I'm not allowed to have good things because I deranked." How does that correlate to skill growth?
I don't know. That's the problem with coping.
Isn't that just like a
That you
punishment
create-
that you're? I mean, if you enjoy the
I don't
default
want to say the
Vandal,
punishment.
I mean,
Like
it is. Like, it's literally a punishment. Like, by definition, I'm pretty sure, by definition, infliction or imposition of a penalty as a retribution for an offense. So your offense is deranking, right, in this situation. So as your infliction or imposition, but your infliction equals I'm putting on default skins. This can be a fair, like, punishment can be a fair source for growth. For example, let's say you constantly pull out your knife, right? And you're not growing. So now you need to take away the shiny thing that you keep pulling out because you keep pulling out your knife. You're punishing yourself for playing bad, which is actually, it's called negative reinforcement. And negative reinforcement is statistically shown to be worse for growth than positive reinforcement. And like,
okay, so like I should buy more skins.
now, like, I didn't say that. That's not what I meant. But like, for example, let's say you hit Immortal. Your positive reinforcement could be, oh, I'm going to treat myself to a skin because I accomplished a goal I was working towards. Basically, don't punish yourself for playing poorly, because that's literally just going to cause you to play worse.
Yeah, good.
Like, don't get me wrong, I f with the default Vandal too sometimes. I won't lie. Like, I kind of rock with it.
One enemy remaining.
Whoa. So, for example, this is a bad habit right here. What are we doing?
Spray control.
No. I'm talking about reloading while fucking peeking the angle. Now, of course,
Oh.
you can cope this decision and say, "Oh, my teammates are watching the line," but I guarantee you that is not why you reloaded and walked forward. I guarantee this was pure autopilot in this exact moment.
I think I do like okay, so like I have this weird case. I don't know. I don't know.
No,
I just
no.
like randomly autopilot sometimes. Like I just
I know,
choose
I
not
know.
to think. Like
One more.
like if nothing big is happening on my screen, like I sometimes just autopilot.
It doesn't matter whether you autopilot. Like if you autopilot, you just gotta figure out why and then fix it, right? But like that's not an autopilot. That's a bad habit. Like you reloading. Like obviously you know that you shouldn't reload out in the open, but you still did it. It's not autopilot. I mean I don't know. Is that maybe it is classified as autopilot? I don't know how you classify it. I just call it laziness.
I think it was like an Fujin video
Mhm.
where like you like if your teammate tells you do something, like do it, and like if it's wrong, if like they say it's wrong, just like blame it on them, because like you're not at fault then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think like here I stuck to TP. Like I know here it did work out, but like
TP is fine.
because like my I think my okay, yeah.
Wait, the TP is literally fine. Like wait, what are you coping
Okay.
here? Wait, what's
Like,
happening?
I personally did not feel like I don't know if the TP was worth it here because like my KO's up and like he's not tradable anymore.
I know there's people.
You know, like he's just like going into A site by himself.
Yeah, but
Like he's
pay
tree
attention to your
before
teammates'
TP.
positioning. Your B's
Yeah.
raises positioning for B rotates. Chamber
Okay.
probably has a read that they rotate pretty quickly because as we can see in the last round, they were literally all at
Mhm.
your A site. But so maybe he has a read, right? Doesn't
Alright.
matter. Whatever he does, he does. He told you to ult C, you ult C. You did it. I don't have a problem with it.
Chamber-
I don't think the play's
Okay.
bad, right? If you think the play's bad, you'd have to then define why is this play bad. Why do you think?
Okay,
this play's
because
bad?
like I think I just wanted to like go with my KO.
You wanted to go with your KO. Those are both acceptable plays. Like just because you have a different play in mind doesn't mean this play becomes bad, right? Like maybe you going with KO has a net higher percent of 5%, right? Maybe it is a better play. Because this is a 50-50. Maybe you going with KO to take the site is like 55 and whatever because he has ult up, so it's like 55 like 45 or something. Right? And maybe this is the net high round win where this is like a 50-50 fight and then it determines the whole round. If you win this fight, then the round goes to like a 70-30 of you guys winning. And if you lose the fight, then you guys are without smoke. So it's probably like a 30-70, right? But either way, it's going to end up as a 70, whatever, 50-50. So it's like you're sitting here, you're looking at this. Does it really matter which stat you're looking at? 55,
exactly.
45 versus 50-50? Like, obviously, you would like the 55-55, but if you do this net play, I'm not going to be like, yes, this is a big problem. We need to talk about it. You know, you just need to realize that, like, I took a slightly worse play, but it was still acceptable.
We're planning for.
Now, this corner's atrocious because if he would have cleared you and he wasn't lazy and he wasn't a bad player, you probably would have died.
I think I don't expect another. I think there was one more CT.
Okay, well, I was
just don't
talking about that.
expect
I was
it.
talking about you just sitting here. This is bad.
Because
Because you have no escape and you're committed. If they double swing you, you die. If he solo swings you, he has peeker's advantage because you're at an angle disadvantage here. So it's like,
okay.
it's a little f***ed. That's basically what I'm saying.
Planning for water.
Yeah, I've killed people here, so I know.
You've killed people playing here.
I've killed people. Yeah, in that spot.
Okay. Yeah.
One's
Also, general concept that you need to accept during retake. If you don't know where everyone is, if you kill one, expect to. It's a very general
Okay, yeah.
concept.
I think here I just was expecting them to come together. They were.
One halls and one.
So the window of time that's like presented, so you kill them. Look at this, 2 seconds. You have to wait 2 seconds. If you decide to then go help C, like let's say you posture forward, so you're not in this corner anymore, and you don't get shot from waterfall, right? Because that'd be bad.
Right.
So you posture forward maybe to like right here, and you hold for 2 seconds, and he doesn't peek you, and then you turn around and blind, and you had no audio, so he like shift walked up to you. Then sure, I'm gonna give you the green light.
Okay.
Like it happens, right? But you immediately pull out your blind afterwards. 1, 2. He shoots you right at 2. Right? It's very common for people to lag behind in ranked because their spacing sucks.
One
This isn't a team environment, so having bad spacing is normal.
like this. And
This was early. The
second
second smoke is early by far. How long does Omen smoke last, my friend? Tell me now.
I
3,
think like 15,
2,
15,
1.
right?
What's your answer?
15.
Okay, Omen's 15 seconds. Okay, so basically you want to at like 16s when you want to throw the smoke. Basically,
Okay.
that's just the time.
the opposite in the smoke.
Okay.
And you threw it at 23.
I did that way too early.
Yeah. We just lost 7 seconds, and don't get me wrong, some would say 7 seconds is longer than you may need. Personally.
Just holding the option.
Nice. Good.
I think it's just awkward sometimes.
I think you just need to commit to the f***ing peak. I think you're like.
Wait, did I not? That goes back
Kind of
and
like.
Just holding the option.
I don't know. It just looks really like your peaking here looks really uncomfortable. Okay, you know how 90-degree peaking is like the ideal, right? In a theoretical world, like you'd want to peak at a right angle, right? There are some times you just have to slant peak, bro. Like there are some times where you can't like perfectly align yourself and make yourself move at top velocity, and that's the truth, right? In this instance, right, you either have to accept that you're going to slant peak and do it like whatever, do it properly. It's like whatever. We can just slant peek and say F it and like swing him, right? Or we're just gonna wide swing our ass off and we're just gonna line straight up and we're just going. You know, technically a 90-degree angle. Whenever you run into him, he's right here, 90-degree angle. You know what I'm saying? Like we're going straight, sure. But you have to either choose. You have to full commit, or you have to clear this and then slant peek and just call it a day. You can't like slant peek, walk forward like you do here, and then try to reset like you did. Because then it's too many inputs. If I'm gonna be honest, it takes too long. Your teammates will also get stuck behind you, especially if you're leading. You also lead way too much on Omen. You need to stop leading. You're always like first in on Omen.
It's like, so I go backwards.
No, you just need to be not first in line. Here you are again. This is a nice shot, but pay attention. Can't shoot. Dead. 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 You're lucky this guy's dead. Still dead. Still dead. Still dead. You are still dead. We're still dead. We're still dead. This jet he fires one bullet. All right, this guy's trash. But like, you know, look at him. Better player.
He's shooting his flashlight, bro.
Yeah, he's got a flashlight, bro. But yeah, I mean, you hit a nice shot, but like he shot first and should have killed you, right?
I know. I think it was a big TP again.
So
yeah.
They can hear the place you TP to if they're within the. So if somebody's on the other side of this door, they know where you TP to. So you have to be careful of that. That's why you want to TP away and then cancel.
I should probably like TP bed, right? Then it's like
no, because
I don't know how big the radius is.
I mean, what I'm trying to tell you is if you want to fake TP, you should just TP here and then cancel.
Okay.
Get on site.
But man, did he say that in the worst way possible? The smoke is only a smoke you throw early, by the way. Usually, that like deep one, you only throw it early if like. I mean, I guess your teammate got into that position. You deserve to die. But I guess like he got into this position, but like, yeah, normally this guy's not gonna. I don't even know how he got up here, if I'm gonna be honest with you. But you don't want to be, because I see you throwing that like multiple times. This is like if your teammates are up rubble, sure you can throw the smoke, but you're throwing it like way too late. It needs to be like. It needs to be a smoke that you're throwing at the start of the round, basically. That your teammates asserted that they're.
Okay.
Okay, there you go. That's what I was looking for. I was trying to look for the.
I think the thing is, the reason why I ran up here was like, I didn't expect them to be so far into their spawn because like they don't insta rotate. They haven't yet. So.
Yeah, but your KO's pushed up and like he sees nobody right now.
Okay.
Now, yes, he dies, but you can't use that validation for why you're running this from this corner, right? It's like your KO's literally. Yes, the knife pings 5. So you know that they have to flee from at least here, which means they can be now here, right? And then you just gotta be like, oh, okay, they could be spawned. My KO is pushed up. I'm chill, because this whole time you're rotating, you're just staring at your minimap perma, right?
Okay, yeah.
So I personally think something's a little fishy when I'm right here and my KO is right here and he's not dead yet. Now I don't know if you agree.
No, I agree, but like, yeah. No, I can't really justify what I did.